Mr. Chairman, I want to follow up on a couple of things that the ranking member talked about, Ms. Brennan. You used the phrase, give mail a digital reflection. What does that mean?
Yes, Congressman. We created a catalog called Irresistible Mail that embeds in the catalog new technologies well beyond QR codes to include augmented reality, near-field communication. So you open that catalog, it comes to life. So making it more creative and making it more relevant to the end consumer.
Okay, super. And I think you also touched on the amount of work that you guys do for Amazon, and I think that's a great revenue opportunity, but I'm afraid it's a short-term problem. I imagine there are a lot of people who spend their day at Amazon looking for ways to deliver packages faster and more efficiently. For instance, here in Washington, D.C., I've got about an hour and 5 minutes to order something that will be waiting for me when I get home tonight. And that isn't y'all that are doing the last mile delivery on that. I work in the Transportation Committee. Amazon is talking about developing drones to deliver packages. One day, in the not too distant future, they're going to say bye-bye to you guys. And how are y'all preparing for that? I mean, you're saying they're 41% of your package volume.
No, Congressman, I would say this, as I noted, it is a very competitive delivery space. So we've got to compete for that business. The term co-opetition exists, whether it's with Amazon, who's a valuable customer as well as business partner, or UPS and FedEx, who are traditional competitors, also business partners for us. So again, it comes down to delivering the best value, and that includes service and price.
And let's talk about service and price for a second. I live in Corpus Christi, Texas, and we were the unfortunate victims of a consolidation of a mail processing center. So now, instead of mailing something to my neighbor across the street and having it processed in Corpus Christi and delivered the next day, it's trucked to San Antonio, processed, and maybe delivered in 3 days at the same price. At some point, you know, companies like Amazon want it there quicker. As you cut the quality of your service, especially on your lead program or your lead product, first-class mail, it starts to become less valuable and makes email look like a better alternative.
Congressman, the consolidation was in response to that decline in single-piece first-class mail, which is down more than 35% over the last decade. The service standard change and consolidation did not impact the delivery of packages, which is the growth product. And we did the responsible thing, which was right-size the infrastructure, address the latent capacity, and look at how to better utilize our assets. Now, service is foundational, and it is key to growth. We recognize that.
And so we also spent a little bit of time talking about some of the, and I think almost everybody on the panel had a wish list of postal reforms that would make things better. Obviously, you know, shifting people to Medicare, where it's a taxpayer responsibility instead of a postal responsibility, makes sense, and it's probably fair, even though I hate to see you know, even a, you know, what is it, 0.2% increase in the Medicare cost. It's so big anyway. We're talking a lot of dollars. But we also, postal reform that's been talked about in past Congress has included other things, things like cluster boxes, curbside mail instead of delivery to the door, and you know, no junk mail on Saturdays, but maybe the higher revenue packages and the like. Why aren't we still talking about those?
Why are we still or not?
Or why are we not talking about those? Why did they make sense a year ago, yet nobody is bringing them up today?
Again, Congressman, my approach in the past year was to try to build consensus around provisions, high value, likely to generate broad support.
Well, so there's something about, you know, it would be difficult for, we'll take my family, for example. If we don't have the money to do anything, it's hard to generate consensus about not taking a vacation. But we're not taking a vacation because we don't have the money. I mean, that's just an example. So at some point, you're going to have to make, I think, some hard choices. And you're not going to walk away with everyone happy. And I think that's what we were elected to do here in Congress, not just with the Postal Service, but on a government-wide basis, and say, okay, we can't afford that. So let's pick the stuff that's important and to pick the stuff that'll work and make those hard decisions.
Congressman, we have made the hard decisions. You just noted one, the consolidations. The accelerated pace with which we ran was because of our dire financial situation.
Y'all have stopped the consolidations now and are looking at other things. A report says there are going to be no more consolidations this year. Is that?
Congressman, we deferred the consolidations until we stabilized the network because service is our mission, and service was not where it needed to be. It has since improved, and we're showing positive trends in that regard. I would offer your comment about mode conversion, cluster boxes, for all new delivery, based on the delivery characteristics of that environment, we either affect delivery through box on post or centralized delivery. And of the more than 900,000 new possible deliveries that we added last year, over 70% were centralized or box on post. So we're making the right business decisions.
All right, I see I'm out of time. Thank you.
Thank the gentleman. Well, now